The night was sweltering, and the rain fell heavily, tracing paths across the fogged-up windows. Carolina stood in the dimly lit room, her heart racing as she gazed outside. The sound of raindrops hitting the glass seemed to synchronize with the rhythm of her breath, anxious and uneven. The door opened, and there he was. Soaked, his shirt clung to his body, revealing every detail of his musculature, his wet hair dripping onto his forehead. The heat emanating from his skin contrasted with the coolness of the rain he carried with him. He stepped in, closing the door softly, his eyes scanning the room until they locked with hers. The tension in the air was almost tangible. Carolina took a step back, not to escape, but as if to prolong the moment, savoring the anticipation of the inevitable. He moved closer, leaving damp footprints on the wooden floor. Each movement seemed deliberate, as though they were part of a silent, intimate dance. When he finally reached her, his hand rose to her face, the warmth of his skin contrasting with the chill of hers. His fingers traced the curve of her jaw, gliding down her neck to her shoulder, where they gently tugged at the thin strap of her dress. Carolina closed her eyes, feeling the fabric slide down her body, leaving her skin exposed to the room's warm air. His lips brushed against her collarbone, and she shivered. He held her by the waist, firmly, pulling her closer to him as his hands explored every detail of her curves. Carolina felt the restrained strength in his gestures, the desire he tried, unsuccessfully, to contain. Their bodies met as if they were made for each other, moving in perfect harmony. The rain outside became a distant echo, unable to drown out the sound of their labored breaths and the soft sighs that filled the air. In the warmth of the room, lit only by flashes of lightning, they lost themselves in each other. Their skin was damp, whether from the rain or sweat, and every touch ignited a new corner of their beings. Time seemed to stand still. That night, amidst the storm and the silence, Carolina and he surrendered to what had been inevitable from the moment their paths first crossed.